Recording now. Well, welcome. Happy close of the week, y'all.
Hey.
I'm excited for actually what you're about to see because LA just took me through the whole shareholder close of the month training. And I'm telling you what, bad A. Like, we are officially on the level of like CEO type stuff right here. Like, did you guys see that calendar that Carol made? So we got to thank Jimmy and Deb for grabbing all that stuff. And did you guys see all the $300 custom Premier kits that are going on right now? Just like the combination of everything is absolutely just insane. So I want to really, thank Leanne for doing this right here because she put this call together. She gathered us all here on this. And this is so hardcore because what she's about to go over with you guys, have you guys noticed that there's a bunch of new rollouts with the company? Have you guys noticed that at all? There's a bunch of new rollouts, a couple comp plan changes. Anybody notice anything? So anybody feel like they missed a few things so far? They don't quite understand a lot of this stuff yet? Well, the biggest thing that we have actually noticed is there's a big, huge bonus in the comp plan that we've actually laid out with, and is a big part of it has to do with the VIP bonus points and the structure of actually helping people get deep discounts. So we're going to go over that on the call here, but what I want to do is launch up because since we do have the one team, one dream culture, and so since we're going to continue building on that culture, Carol has actually made us up this beautimous flyer here. So this is going to be the one team, one dream family picnic. I guess you want to call it a picnic or whatever it is. But the courtesy of Greg Buzzard, king of the Greg Buzzard, he's actually one of our shareholders on here, guys. Greg Buzzard owns That Guy's Barbecue. He is a world champion barbecue pit master. Okay, he won the pig gig, the world pig gig. Okay, this guy won the world pig gig. Okay, so like he makes a mean hot dog, and that's about it. His hot dogs are absolutely amazing, and so we're really excited. He's gonna have those there. But no, guys, what I want to make sure you guys are doing is this is May 29th at 1 o'clock. So at church service, we're gonna go to church service at 11 o'clock. Okay, so if anybody wants to come beforehand, if they want to let their team know, they can actually come down Saturday night if they wanted to, spend the night at our house. We can do tents or we can do whatever we want. We got a big house that we can field everybody in here. But church service at 11 o'clock, barbecue starts at 1 o'clock till 5, and then we're going to have a sunset cocktails at 5. We're going to have cornhole. We're going to have barbecue. We're going to block off my whole neighborhood. My whole neighborhood is going to be blocked off. So I'm challenging you guys to literally, this is going to be insane. Can you imagine the marketing that's going to happen from that? What's going to happen with your team for all the stories that we cross, ADs that we crossed in April, ADs that we crossed in May? And guess what, guys? If you guys want to, plan on staying in my house if you guys want to close out the month too. We can actually do a boot camp on Monday or Tuesday at my house if you want to as well. So feel free to do that, but give it up for Carol on the flyer here. So guys, I'm going to hand the call over real quick. I appreciate you guys all jumping on and prepare for some freaking awesomeness because this is on point. This is on point. So the beautiful 4-star Leanne Ferrier, over to you.
Yay, I'm excited. Yeah, I was doing this training and I came across this photo. This is me the day I had 7 minutes to give my regional director speech at the old corporate office before I even knew the V sign. I'm like, peace. I didn't even know the V sign. So I kind of drug this up because that was a really big moment for me. And I felt like I'm gonna bust up some old school. So that was me getting my Told You So plate at the old office, having some fun. But tonight, guys, we've gathered the shareholders to talk about what Josh was alluding to. And part of the compensation plan that really drives behavior so your team makes more money and so that you guys that make more money, but you have more long-term stability in your business. I feel like after really looking over, and I know that Jimmy and Deborah and Josh and Carol and Jason and I, we've really kind of looked at everything they've laid out. We're like, what is it, where can we focus? Where can we have our team focus? So we want to kind of go over some things with you guys as shareholders to kind of, get down into your organizations, but understand that we are going to be working with you to do this stuff. So this isn't like, okay, shareholders, I'm showing you a bunch of information. Now go do it. Go make me some money. We really feel that where we might be dropping the ball is our expectations of people might be different. If we're setting expectations, but we're not showing anybody how to do anything, then we're basically depending on other people to run our business. And so we're going to show you guys what we're doing, and with the expectation that you guys will show your team what you're doing. And I think after we go through these slides, guys, you're going to be a little more excited about going through and doing this stuff. So these are the 10 ways that you guys make money right now, you and your team. But right now, what we're going to focus on is just that little part with the red arrow. We're going to focus on one tiny section that isn't even in our 10 ways. It's literally an extra promotion right now. But we're going to talk about how we can really maximize the VIP rewards for you and your team. So right now, you guys, this is a snapshot you probably want to take. This is the VIP rewards bonus program right now, right? And all of us are shareholders, and so we're really just looking at that top line, maybe the line, because we're talking to all you guys, we're talking to just the national director level, maybe executive director level, right? The goal is to get 10,000 points to earn $500 as a national director. That's the goal, and to have every executive director earning 15,000 points in their team, all team points, so they can get that extra $1,000 bonus. So knowing this, really diving in and realizing, okay, well, this is great. The point system is an awesome idea. How are we making points though? So I drew out the rules for you guys. 60-40 rule still applies. So you can only count 6,000 of your 10,000 points from your largest organization. The other 4,000 needs to come outside of that. I'm sure that makes sense to all of you. You can only collect at the rank that you're paid at. So here's an example. And I'm going to go back here to this page so you guys can see it. So if you're a paid rank national director with 10,000 points, you get a $500 bonus. Is that unclear to anybody? Okay. If you're an executive director and you have 15,000 points, you get a $1,000 bonus. Is anybody unclear about that?
Leanne, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, just checking. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, if I ask a question, just take yourself off mute. No, it's all open. But if you're a paid rank national director and you have 15,000 points, you are still qualified for a $500 bonus, but you can't get the $1,000 bonus until you cross executive director. Does that not make sense to anybody?
Oh, it's clear.
Okay. The reason I'm telling you that, guys, is because the plan, the steps that we have, they're going to help you do a couple of things. They're going to help you make more money, help your team make more money, and help you raise your rank. And if you have background noise and you're not talking, just go ahead and hit mute. That'd be great. So the third rule is the promoter must be in attendance at the leadership, NST, and Vitality. We just came back from Orlando. So now we're all going to go to the leadership launch, and then we're going to go to Vitality. So we all need to make sure that we're at these events, because if we're not, our points don't matter. And the last rule is that you must be at a group VIP party with at least 20 people, and a photo must be sent to commissions team at buy.com. If you are in a market with other people, go to a VIP party, go to something, whatever you're doing in your market that's local, and get that picture and make sure you send that in. These are really easy rules. Does anybody have any questions about them? Okay. How do you earn VIP rewards points? I'm going to go into a little more detail with all 6 of these, and I'm always going to open it up for questions. If I skip over something and it's at the end of the slide and I move forward and I haven't asked, do you guys have any questions and you have one? Just ask. We're going to talk about these 6 things: opening the month and booking VIP parties for both customers and promoters in your team. We're going to talk about hosting a challenge group personally and in your team, and everybody needs to be checking in. We're going to talk about hosting the parties and making sure everyone is checking in. People need to be going to checkin.buy.com. It's new, it's hot, it's sleek. I've got a picture of it later on so you can see it. It's really sexy, very easy to use. People are going to love it, and they're going to have so much more success using it. We're going to also talk about number 4, helping people use their points to pay for their free or discounted kits. If people aren't spending points, guess who they don't roll up to? You as the shareholder. They have to be using the points. And then we're going to talk about helping your customers and promoters get their kits for free or at a deeper discount. And we're also going to talk about using and teaching your team how to use their 3 for free reports in their back office. What I noticed, guys, is I've become really familiar with the reports. You know, Josh and Deborah and Jimmy Lee and Jason familiar with reports, but our teams are not familiar with them. And that's because I'm not teaching. We're not teaching nearly enough. John C. Maxwell, you know, is very big on being a great teacher, being a great student. We can learn all we want, but unless we're duplicating into our teams, it's just us. And our team will not grow if it's just us. So we all want to work together with one team, one dream as a combined group of shareholders to get this process, get this ball rolling and stay the number 1 team in the company. So the first thing was opening the month and booking VIP parties with your customers and promoters. And I know we're closing the month right now, so these things are going to kind of overlap. But this is how we're going to be able to absolutely crush what's going on next month. And at the end of my training, I'm going to launch a contest kicks off at the very beginning of the month that Jimmy Lee and Deborah, Josh and Carol and Jason and I are financially responsible for. So we're going to help all of you, help your teams make a lot of money by doing some of the things that we're going to go over tonight. So the first thing that you guys want to do when you open your month, in my opinion, because I'm working a lot with PQV, is get their PQV and PBV goals, and then book parties and challenge hours. You know, get customers. Garen, if you could go on mute, that would be great.
Sorry.
Thank you very much. That's awesome. Get customers 3 for free goals. How many customers do you have that you want to help get their kit for free this month? Great. Get them on the phone with me. I'll share my story and help them book a VIP party. Be careful with this, guys, though, because you want to meet people where they are and build on that. So if someone isn't comfortable having a party, but they're okay doing a Facebook message, great. Do that. Farm the likes and go from there. If you have someone that wants to be super private, great. Get them to a challenge group where they don't know anybody and they're going to meet friends that are going to tell them for like a month or 2 how awesome they are. So that's meet people where they are, but the goal is to try and book VIP parties. The third thing, I know this says the 20th, but this is something we should all be doing right now. Pull those 3 for free reports and see who needs 1 more customer, who needs 2 more customers, and get them a deeper discount. I was going to bring Jason on to give the example of the conversation, but he's on a call still. So basically we're just telling people that we're super excited. Congratulations on already getting 1 customer this month or already getting 2 customers this month. Listen, if we just get you that 1 more customer, you're going to get a discount. And if we can get that customer, you know, to place an order for like $150, you're going to get like a 70% discount on your kit. So wherever that fits in, we'll do the math beforehand. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that when I talk about the challenge parties. If booking challenge groups, get people to find out how many challenge groups do you want to host this month and in your team. Explain the benefit of setting up a challenge group and checking in, and I'll talk a little bit about that when we get to that point. And then getting rank goals. All of these things require you to pretty much set up a challenge party, a VIP party, and a challenge hour. So if you're getting the goals and then you're setting up the activity that goes with the goals, all of these activities are going to help you guys earn more points, and it's also going to help your team earn more money. And then at the bottom, this is something that I do. I'm adding a check-in reminder to my calendar, so I know when my parties are going on in my team. I plan on being much more efficient with this next month, but I know when people are having parties in the teams I'm driving right now. And I'm going to put a message now to remind them to check in, because if they aren't checking in, those points aren't even counting for me. So I'm basically leaving money on the table. You're leaving money on the table when you have a VIP party or a challenge party going on and nobody checks in. I mean, how many of us right now, just raise your hand, how many of us have had challenge parties or VIP parties where no one's checked in? Anybody? Yeah, like all of us. It's a huge mistake we're making. We're literally just leaving money in Visalis's pocket. You got to think, we got to think more like entrepreneurs so that we can start helping our team think more like entrepreneurs. The second thing is hosting challenge groups. Book and check in to your own personal challenge group. So first, you're setting a goal for yourself. Does anybody have any questions about that first slide, by the way? Okay, so now we're going to talk about the hosting the challenge groups. You got to be hosting one yourself. I'm guilty of this. I'm not hosting challenge groups right now, and that needs to change. I need to do that. I don't really have any local customers, so I'm just going to be, I don't know, going to challenge center, doing something. But booking 5 challenge groups in your team on a weekly basis. I only put 5 out there because I know we're just starting to get this ball rolling, creating this culture of doing this. So I wanted it to be simple for math. And on the next page, I think next page or two, I'm going to show you guys the math. A challenge group, it's you plus a minimum of 2 customers. The third person can be a guest or an old promoter. It doesn't matter. Or new promoter. Doesn't matter. But they have to be, 2 of the people have to be guests or have to be customers already. The host is going to get 10 points, and the customers are going to get 10 points. The promoter gets 0. So I would tell the promoter, hey, if you're coming, bring a guest. So at least they can get that 10 points. What is the benefit to your team for hosting challenge groups? Everybody earns 40 points per month now if they're doing it once a week. The team starts getting regular exercise. They lose more weight. Great for stories. Challengers now see how easy this is to do, and they start bringing guests. Customers start signing up guests, and then customers start converting into promoters in your team. But this only happens if you guys are running challenge groups. And I remember I told you that the check-in process is really easy. You go to checkin.fi.com, and it says, I'm at a party or I'm at a group. Click on one. If you click on I'm at a party, it'll say, are you the host? Create a code or check in. If you're at a challenge group, it asks you, are you a host? Create a code, check in. Very simple. They've really streamlined it for us. But here's the math on this. This is just with you plus 4 other people in your team doing a challenge group on a weekly basis. The host gets 10 points, times 5 is 50. You got 2 customers that are going to this group, minimum, and those customers are going to get 20 points, 10 each, times 5 is 100. So you got 150 points. And by the way, if anyone does sign up between the challenge group and 48 hours later, that's 10 more points, just in case. That's just an average, 150 a week. That's 600 points a month. And as long as you can start duplicating this and start getting this down, those are going to return into residual points. Going to come into your business every single month. You guys need 10,000 to get that $500 bonus. So this is another way you guys can hosting challenge parties, obviously, and VIP parties. It all comes down to the check-in process. Book your own personal party. And then if you have just 10 parties going on in your week, that's like 1.5 parties a day in your team. And as shareholders, I didn't think that 10 was too small of a number or too big of a number. I think that we all have at least 10 parties going on in our team on a weekly basis. It's you plus at least 3 guests, your host plus 3 guests. Host gets 15 points when the first person signs up. They don't get any points until that first person signs up. If anyone else signs up, they get 10 more points. Customers get 10 points just for signing up. I mean, you just get 10 free dollars just for checking in and signing up. It's a really good deal for them. And here's the math. 10 challenge parties in your team on a weekly basis. The host gets 15 times 10 parties is 150 points. If only one person signs up at each party, that's it. Just one person. We all know that more than one person usually signs up at a party. One person signs up. That's 100 points. That's 250 points a week in your team, and that's 1,000 points for you. Again, these points become residual once this starts duplicating. So it's going to take, we're muscle building right now, guys. But I think that there's a tremendous opportunity for growth in all areas of your business when it comes to the financial end. If we're focusing on this and the right behavior, the benefit to your team for doing this is you're going to have people with 1,000 PBV making more money. You're going to have more people making faster PBV jumps, going from 1,000 to 2,000, and then eventually up to 2,500 when they're earning 30% on everything on top of 2,500. They're going to hit levels in the comp plan faster. They're going to become national directors and already going to have their 10,000 points. It's a $500 bonus they get now when they hit national director if we can start getting this rolling. Like, how awesome is that going to be? You hit national director, you get your rank advancement, plus you automatically get a $500 bonus on your check because you hit national director and you already have 10,000 points. High five, great job. It's going to be crazy. The culture is going to be amazing. And if we can create this culture now and NDEs, new shareholders that hit, start with 10,000 points, no brainer that when they hit ED, they're going to have 15,000. We're going to have a team, guys, of people that are going to hit ranks at the points they need to get the bonuses right away. This is all about helping your team make more money, and inevitably, it's going to help you guys make more money. I mean, if we go back all the way back to that very beginning and look at that one page, tells you how many points you can earn at like ambassador, royal ambassador. I mean, it's just ridiculous how many points, but we got to create the culture of points first. So if people aren't checking in, nobody gets points. That's as black and white as it is. You've got to create a culture of people checking in. So connect with your promoters and have a calendar of dates. Like I said, you know, the parties and their team. Connect with the promoter the day of the party to make sure they know how to check in. Again, this is us making sure that our team knows what they're doing, giving people direction. Give them instructions. Hey, use the host's phone. Grab her phone and go to checkin.vi.com. Set up her code. Write it down on a piece of paper or a whiteboard. Put it out there for her friends to see. If you're not going to personally be there at the party, make sure that you're connecting with the person that is going to be there. Give them instructions. Tell them what to do. If you're closing the party remotely, you're not going to physically be there, you have to make sure that you're talking about checking in and getting that $10. You have to make sure that you're doing it. It has to be part of your close. Because if they haven't checked in yet and they're about to order, you're basically taking $10 away from them. And how are you going to like to be that person? Well, why didn't we check in? Why didn't I get my $10? Just if you mention it, even when you're closing, there's still time to check in. Knowing how to walk someone through this process is only working if you guys are doing it. If you guys aren't going to checkin.vi.com, if you don't know what the site looks like, if you've never done it, if you don't know how to turn your phone's settings on so that it recognizes where you are, if you don't know how to do any of these things, it's really hard to teach your team how to do those things. Anyone have any questions about that? Okay. The fourth thing is helping people use their points. Now, again, if people have points and they're going unused, they don't count at all. So the contest that we're going to kick off at the very end of this training, you guys are going to understand how important it's going to be to help people learn how to use their points. Show your promoters where to look in their back office to see where you can qualify for free next month. So I wrote down, I just have like my notebook, and I just kind of took some notes earlier looking through who I can help. And like, we're finding a lot of our promoters have a $400 to $600 monthly delivery, which is really great to see because I was looking for people that I can help. But there's a couple people that have, one girl has a $502 monthly delivery, and her PBV is $24.82. She can still order $75 more. If she places a $75 order, she's going to get $577 worth of free stuff next month and only pay $490 for it. So these are things as shareholders that we need to be looking for. Go and look and sort by PBV and see what their monthly delivery is based on their PBV. Divide their PBV by 3 to see how much they can get for free. And if they're eligible for $500 and their auto ship column, because it's still called that, is less than that, get them to order what they need and then take the 15% off so that they can, you know, have what they need. $475 or $575 to $585. That's a really good range for people and still be under 500 points. Visalis will add the order together, but next month you got to cancel one order and you got to edit it. You have to edit it. So they only want one monthly delivery. So next month, at the beginning of the month, just make sure that you are canceling the extra order that you ordered and you're editing the first monthly delivery to add those things, because you want people to get as much as possible for free. And then obviously getting everyone on your team on the right Premier kit so they can get as much as possible. And the Premier kit, that language has to stick where it's, you know, 3 for free has to start becoming discounted monthly deliveries, you know, discounted kits. You know, Premier kit has to be more important than 300 plus, because I know we were saying that when we didn't have a term for it. So we got to, you know, get the lingo, and as soon as we start using it more, our team will. But here's the math on that, guys. And I put the first 2 up here. Just, this is the fastest way to help you guys get more points, is getting people their kits for free. The other things they're going to add, and they're going to compound, they're going to become residual points in your business. But the math of it is this: help 10 promoters get a free $500 plus kit. You're getting 5,000 points. 20, you have 20 people do it, you're getting 10,000 points right there. Just by doing those two things, you can get your 10,000 points, guys. Help 20 people get a $500 kit for free, but to be realistic to where we are now, because we're just building the muscle, I did a more realistic look at the bottom. Help 5 promoters, just 5 promoters get a $500 kit for free. 10 get a 200, or 5 get a 300, 10 get a 200, and 16 customers get a $250 kit for free. There's your 10,000 points. That's it. This is the fastest way. Everything else is going to help for sure. But if you dive in and you start getting people their kits for free and looking at your 3 for free report, you guys are going to get way more points. Your 3 for free report is super easy to find. If I really don't know who does it and who doesn't. I'm sure there's some of you that use it more than others, but if you just go to your business dashboard, click on Quick Report or go to the Quick Reports, and there's a thing that says 3 for free in your team. When you click on that, you can export it to Excel, which then gives you a lot more details. But if you're just looking at it, the red under customers is how much they need. If there's the number 1 is red, then that's they need 1 more customer. If the number 2 is red, they need 2 more customers. Under QV, whatever is red is how much they need. I mean, they make it really user-friendly, but if we become comfortable with it, our teams will also become comfortable with it because we'll be able to explain it. Call them up, congratulate them, like I said earlier, for getting the 2 kits already this month. Ask them if they'd like your help getting the 3rd. You only need 1 more to get a discount. If you need 1 more to get a discount, but if you get a $150 order, we'll get you 150% discount. It just depends on, everyone's finding their own language, but this seems to be working really well. And if your leaders, if you have leaders, consult with them because some of them are already using the report. And if they're not using the report, that's a teaching moment. That's a teaching moment, and that's where the duplication comes in. So you can find out, like, hey, are you using your 3 for free report? I saw some neat stuff on there today. No, I'm not. Well, then you can go over it and kind of help people. Did you have something, honey?
I was just going to say, one thing that we've got to be intentional about with our team is we have got to break away from the whole 3 for free verbiage. 3 for free, 3 for free. Everybody is programmed to approach this with getting somebody's kit for free. But one thing that we're learning is if you get a brand new customer 50% discount on their kit next month, they don't know any different. They're just as excited as somebody who got their product free. If they go from spending $250 on a kit to $125 next month, do you think there's any way in God's green earth they're going to cancel their auto ship next month or their monthly delivery? Like, they just paid full price this month. They earned 50% off next month. This is huge retention tool for everyone. So, when you go to your 3 for free report, that red number jumps out at you. And we're almost programmed to start thinking, we got to get this red number to get their product for free. And your team thinks that as well. You've got to change the way everybody is thinking about this from we don't need the red number. If they've got 2 customers on that report, guys, if they even go get 1 bag of shake, they're going to get a discount off the kit next month, and we're going to create points that will flow up to you. So obviously, ultimately, we would love to get the kit for free. But at the end of the day, every single person on your report that has 2 customers, come hell or high water, you've got to at least go get a bag of shake 1 customer, and that's all points that flow up, and it creates a discount for every one of those people that are going to be there next month. It's retention, it's volume generation, and it's making that customer feel good. They're excited that you actually got them a discount on their kit next month. So it's got to be about VIP points. It's got to be, the verbiage has to be, 10% discount all the way up to free. And when you call these customers, and I'll tell you right now, you've got 2 choices. You can tell people to do something, and we all know how that usually works out, or you can roll up your sleeve and say, okay, it's the end of the month, and I'm going to start calling some people because the phone numbers are all listed right there for you. So you've got a choice. Do I give a crap enough that I'm going to build my business at the last 4 or 5 days of the month and make these calls or not? And if you do, call them with high energy. Let them know, hey, Susie, first of all, I just want to congratulate you. You know what? You've referred 2 customers to the challenge this month. Great, great job. I am super proud of you. Let them know. Hopefully everyone on this line has read How to Win Friends and Influence People, right? You're going to start this with a compliment. Start telling that customer how great they are and congratulate them, and they feel great. And say, do you realize you're one customer away of getting a discount on your kit next month? These are the calls that we're not making as an organization. And I'm going to tell you right now, if we start making them over the next 90 days, you're going to see a tremendous difference in your retention. You're going to have your customer loyalty there because they're going to feel you went the extra mile to make sure they got value on their kit. Loyalty equals retention. Loyalty equals referrals, right? So anyways, that was my 2 cents. I just want to jump in and share that.
No, that's great. That's really great. The more we can duplicate this into you guys, the more that you guys can duplicate this into your team, we're going to remain the #1 team in the company, and we're all going to be making a bunch of money. So no, I'm really great stuff, Jason. Jason's phenomenal with verbiage, company-wide. Everybody, he gets people really excited to take action. So I hope you guys are taking some notes there. Free kits are getting people at a deeper discount. I know Jason just went into great detail about how to do that. Calling your customers to check in, build rapport, building that relationship. I don't know about the whole entire organization, but as far as Jason and I go, we are really big on doing tips for success calls with the new customers. I do a lot of these calls. We have Cynthia and Celeste doing a lot of these calls. Bob does a ton of these calls. These are calls with, as soon as someone gets their kit, talking to them, giving them some tips for success, talking about water, talking about snacking, talking about food. I think Jody and Steve also, I don't know if I don't work with everybody else, but I think they do too. But making sure that they know that they're not just a sale and that they care. And that's going to build what Jason was talking about, that loyalty and that referral program if they don't, decide to promote later on. Know their goals by helping them earn points and encouraging them to host a VIP party. But again, like I said, meet people where they are and, figure out where they are and where we can help them get a discount somewhere. Invite them to a challenge group to earn points if they don't feel like doing a party. And then encourage them to do a Facebook post, and then you track the likes and the comments, called farming, right? To help them get deeper discounts when people join. A lot of people, because social media is so popular, a lot of people feel really, really comfortable making posts on Facebook. And just putting it out there that way instead of having a party. So find people where they are and go ahead and build on that. And then here's the math. This is crazy, guys. 5 customers. If you take 5 customers from 100 to 300, that's 200 points per person. Times 5 is 1,000. If you take 20 customers from 100 to 300, which is doing a VIP party, farming likes on posts, getting on the phone, talking to their prospects. You get 20 of your customers, go from 100 to 300, 4,000 points. 4,000 points. Guys, the last couple of things, the 3 for Free program and the discounting program, these are the best ways for you guys to earn the most amount of points. It's also the best way for your team to make the most amount of money. Your team's going to start getting into the pools more. And when you can teach your team how to use the 3 for Free reports in the back office, they're going to know what they're doing. They're going to have a sense of accomplishment. They're going to have, personally, they're going to feel like, I know what I'm doing now. I can teach my team. One of our promoters, Betsy Gale, she's got a new promoter that she's basically been running herself. And she hasn't really ran anyone herself yet because everyone's been her friends and family. And the other day, she was talking to her and she's like, I asked her how she felt about the situation. And she said, I feel really good. I feel like she looks at me like I'm a leader and I'm leading her and I'm telling her what to do and she's coachable. But it gives people a sense of I own a business. And if people aren't following you and if people were always following Josh, I would not feel like I could do a very good job. Because why isn't anybody working with me? Why are they all working with Josh? Well, it would be so much easier for me to just have my people work with Josh. I would not have to work with them. Josh would get them to the goal that they want. It'd be so great to have that. But the downfall is I wouldn't feel or know that I could lead anybody. And so that came to me last week as an opportunity for thinking, I need to empower my team more. I need my team to feel that they can do it. If I could do it as an Applebee's waitress, and I could run all the way to 4-star ambassador, I know that every single person in our whole One Team, One Dream can do it. Because I was an Applebee's waitress with no college education and we were broke. I mean, our story's really great, but we work really hard. And I felt that I could do it because I was doing it. So we need to show our teams and be the person. I know Josh builds on that a lot when he talks about do it for them, do it for them, do it with them, and then have them do it on their own. We've got to really be implementing that. Show them how they can make an income. Right here, guys, these things that we're talking about tonight, this is how you can help your team make an income and earn long-term stability in your business. If you don't help people make money, you're simply asking them to take time away from your families. That is just a fact. I do not want to take time away from my daughter if I'm not helping people make money. I think it's ridiculous to be expected of me, and I don't want to expect it of anybody else, and neither do your leaders. And you guys don't want your team to do that either. I know you don't. So we got to really make sure we're showing our team how to make money. So we are launching this contest at the very beginning of the month. This is crazy that we're doing this. But not for you, not for you shareholders, but for your teams. Okay, for your teams. Anybody that gets to 2,500 points, we're going to give them a $25 gift card. Obviously, this is going to run the whole entire month, and this is a promotion. We may or may not run it in June. We're going to try it. We're going to see how it works. If this is something that you guys like and you definitely want to kick it off in June, if we haven't decided, feel free to do it in your own organization. But for the month of May, the Quades, Jimmy, Lee, Deborah, and Jason and I, we're going to finance the people in your teams that hit these levels. Because we believe that a contest like this is going to help you guys get what you need and also help your team get what they need. So if they get 2,500 points, they're going to get sent a $25 gift card. If they can get 5,000 points, they're going to get a $50 gift card. Now, you'll notice that the next jump is just another 2,500, but the money jump is double. If someone can get to 7,500 points, we're going to give them a $100 gift card. You guys remember, you only need 10,000 points to get your $500 bonus. That's all you need is 10,000 points to get a $500 bonus. How many of you guys think you can find 4 people to go get 2,500? I mean, come on. With everything that we've just laid out, the game plan, exactly what to do, and Deborah's going to recap at the end here with exactly what to do and go out there to make this happen, guys. But this is a really great promotion. And this is how you're going to crush the promo. You're going to open the month like a beast, and you're going to book tons of parties, tons of challenge parties, challenge groups, challenge hours, VIPs. You're going to be a business owner in May, 100% owning the things that are making your team money. You're going to help your customers and promoters get their 3 for free. Book parties, guys. You're going to help them get discounts. Book parties. You're going to start hosting challenge groups, and you're going to duplicate, guys. We're going to create a culture where everyone checks in. Every single time someone has a party with 3 or more people, everyone is going to check in to challenge groups, challenge parties, because we know that if we're not checking in, nobody's getting points. The customers aren't getting points. The promoters aren't getting points. You're not getting points. So we want to make sure that we kick this off. I'm so excited because Jimmy and Deborah and Josh and Carol and me and Jason, man, we've been waiting for this. We've been planning it. So I'm going to go right and kick it over to shareholder Jimmy Lee to talk a little bit more about some really exciting stuff.
Awesome.
Hey, Leanne,
Awesome.
Jimmy, real quick before you hop in here, guys, I just want to give a big shout out to Leanne. I don't know if you guys realize how much work she put into this. She put hours, countless time, energy, and effort into this to make sure that she can do everything in her power to help the entire One Team, One Dream organization start maximizing the VIP reward bonus. So I just want to make sure that I send a shout out because I've seen all the time that she's put into this, and really appreciate
it. My thunder and my closing thoughts, dang it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Look at Jimmy. That's a huge can of neon. Over to you, buddy.
Huge thank you, Leanne, for the warm welcome and for the training. I mean, my mind is blown completely, by learning that model, and I know because we are very intentional now, with all the stuff that we're doing to help you guys, that if we're all on the same page, that we will be this top group in the whole company. I know this past 90 days for us, we've been able to have the most shareholders break, and I know with us laying out this intentional plan, these next 2 90-day runs will be able to help break more ranks and help make more of us earn more money in the company. So I'm excited to share the next part, which is about the calendar. This pretty calendar was made by Carol, so huge thank you to Carol, but huge thank you to all the leaders for stepping up and forcing the calendars because these markets are where our people are at. And like I learned something from John Parr on Nick's lid this past week was events aren't just for signing up customers, you guys. Events is for us as leaders to be in the markets. For number one is to re-enroll our existing promoters. And then number two is to help your team have an attitude adjustment. And then number three is to help them to be able to get the brand new information that's being rolled out. So it's not just us signing new promoters, getting GQV. It's us as leaders, as the shareholders, the owners of the company, to be in the marketplaces. So that's why it's so crucial for you guys to be able to pack out these events coming up. And I see a long-term vision. If we can, start putting marketplaces up where there's 7 to 10 people in these marketplaces and start building these out so it's 20, 30 people, in the next 90 days, that we can have marketplaces all over the state of Michigan. And on top of that, we've got teams all over this country, Vermont, Indiana, we got people, so if we're just more intentional about, these parties and packing these out, to be able to bring in some more people to teams, our group is going to grow and be that top group in the company. Next slide, please. So here's a listing of all the events that we've done, we've set up already. So they're all on the events.vi.com. So there's shareholders that are tied to all of these. So make sure you guys are finding which shareholders are there, and then your guest speakers are there as well, because the best tip is to be able to sell these events for your guest speakers, because they're the ones that your guests will want to come and see. Make sure you guys are writing down those events. And then here's tips for you guys to be able to help pack out your events. So our vision is, to have one team, one dream as the largest group in VI. And that starts with our own marketplace. Make sure you guys are owning your own marketplace, but eventually you have to leave your living room in your city. You have to travel. I mean, I see Josh Quady traveling to so many cities, and he's leaving his kids because he's out there to help build this business for all of us. And I've seen him sleep on our couch in George Guyot's house. So eventually you shareholders have to take ownership. You need to get in the car and get out there and build your market, because your markets won't build without you. It's hard to build a business over Zoom all the time. It's hard to build a business sitting at home, comfortable. So you guys have to get uncomfortable and get in the marketplaces. So this month in May, we've already got 13 events on the schedule, which is awesome. I mean, all the other 5 stars and above on Nick's Lit do not have the same events that we do. And then, if we can, stretch a little bit for the month of June, if we can get 20 events on the calendar from all of our shareholders, and then in 90 days from now, do about 40 events on the calendar, and that's very achievable. Our markets are all over, and so it's a great way for us to be able to start growing our teams. And then the VI-isms, you guys, is huge, because the people that haven't seen our company have not seen the VI-isms and our new culture. And that is why our team will be the best. There's people talking about, us from NST. There's people that want to, copy our jerseys, copy our hats, and it's crazy how, like, in this business, we all used to, R&D, rip off and duplicate other people. There's people now doing that to us, so, our team is the innovators. Our team is going to be the ones leading the ways. Our team is going to have the most events in the marketplaces, and our team is going to be dominating the stage in 6 months from now. If we follow this plan, if we follow exactly what we're learning tonight from Leanne Ferrier and, from Quady later on and Jason Ferrier. So huge thank you guys, for this couple minutes to share with you guys. And here's some tips right here to be able to help pack out your events, you guys. So find out who your speakers are for each event, and then make sure you guys are always selling the speaker. And then do a challenge hour with your team together before the event. It makes it fun. It makes it social, because your team wants to hang out with their leaders, So make sure you guys are doing a challenge hour with them before. Make sure you guys are actually, you guys have an event to actually promote out of that event. So, group challenge parties, going into an LST. We've got 3 LSTs. in the whole state, and then we have one in Vermont as well, and then also in Indy in June. And then make sure you guys know those dates to be able to, to share for the next event. It's an easy way on Facebook. Inside your search bar, search my friends who live in Indianapolis, my friends who live in Manistee, my friends who live in Troy. And like if you guys search that inside your search box and you guys teach your team how to do that, your friends, your promoters will always have people to invite to the events. And then last but not least, while you're at the events, your team's going to be excited. Your team's going to want to take action. That's the opportunity for you guys to book a party from a party. So make sure you guys are, have your calendars there. Make sure you guys are booking their VIP parties or challenge parties from the group events. So that's it for my training. Thank you guys so much. And I'm passing off to my beautiful girlfriend, Deborah Jo.
Hey guys. First, Leanne, I definitely want copies of those slides. You wrote out pretty much everything that we need to know and explained how important it is that we know this. As shareholders, there's a lot of complicated information out there, and so we should have all this at our fingertips so that when people ask us the questions, we can train them. We're only as strong as our weakest link, and so everyone needs to know all of this information. So I would love to have these slides right on my phone so that someone asks me a question, I can say, oh yeah, here it is. I can just send you the rules on this. So I need that. But what I love about the changes in the company lately is one thing they've been outlaying on us after every single training are what are our action steps? What are the things that you need to do today? And they're bolding it, which is great. They're not just saying, let's hype it up. Here's all the things, but what do we do now? My favorite, you guys, you've heard me preach it a million times. I am in love with the new 80 and 90 program. I know that the Farriers are doing a great job. I know Josh has got a class, and I know Jimmy and I have a class. We're being trained straight by Nick and then training your people, and the new class starts May 3rd. So go through anyone who has not been an AD, or you know what? I've even put some people in there who have just been resting for a while and haven't done anything. The class provides daily accountability, Zooms that are crazy great trainings. They have to do vet lessons every week. They have to schedule a party every week, 2 challenge hours every week. This program is awesome. So if the deal is book this May 3rd class, get as many of your people into this, because guess what, guys? Your leaders are doing most of the work here. So sift through your list, find out who do you want to put in this class and get them in. Let Leanne and Jason know, let Jimmy and I know, or let Quades know right away, because there's some prereqs involved. Best thing to do is send them to news.vi.com, have them watch the Nick 80 and 90 videos, see if they're interested. Then send them to 80and90.vi.com, print out the 6-page document, and then get a hold of Leanne and Jason, Jimmy and I, or Quades to get them in the class. Now, remember, shareholders, we're running these classes, but we desperately need your help. I know I have 26 people in mind. So find out who in your team are in these classes and then help us out. It really, really help if you run challenge hours for them, help close their challenge parties or be at their challenge parties. And they're each required to make 3 three-way calls a week. So help them out, be available, schedule these. A day. No, it's a week. 3 regular calls a day, 3 three-ways a week. Next, guys, focus on the PBV and advancements. Make sure that people are getting paid. The biggest thing for retention right now is we want people to get paychecks. We want them to lose weight and get sexy, but we want them to get a paycheck so they can buy new clothes to go with their new sexy looks. So focus on those PBV advancements. Get them to that next paycheck. Requalify your directors, ADs, run those reports, see who is next to qualify. You'd be surprised sometimes somebody can be $100 from a next pay raise and we're not even noticing it. And then 3 for D, I love that. I don't know what the new name is going to be, but I like 3 for D. Deeper discount, guys. Remember, they don't have to have the total number of their kit to get the discount. And remember to get in there and have them pay with their points. Otherwise, they're going to be mad when they see their credit card bill. And also, we don't get the upline points. So get them using their points. And number 4, guys, Nick looks at these reports every day. We want to be the best team in the company, which means the leaders have to lead. So go to events.vi.com and register for the shareholders event in July. To get our bonuses now, we're required to be there. So let's be the first team to all be registered. Let's not register the last day, and let's not get that call from Nick saying, hey, Brandon Danis has got everybody registered. What about you guys? Let's get in there tonight and get registered for the shareholders event in Chicago. And with this, I think we're handing it to close with our fearless leader, Mr. Josh Quady.
To be honest with you, what the heck do I say after that? Y'all did it. So the one thing I will close off with is just to piggyback off what Jason said, guys. This is Leanne's idea to bring everybody together. I know we usually get our shareholders together like this, but the way that we're going with this is becoming so much more organized. This looks like a freaking $1 billion rand company. I mean, the way that the slides were put together, the way that the content is with the AD program. With the 3 for free points, with the deep discounted points, with the culture, with the flyers. I mean, like, in the leadership, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I just want to tell you how proud I am of Jimmy and Deborah and Jason and Leanne. Your guys' leadership level, it's just went through the roof. You guys have totally.
That's why we're MVPs.
Dude, MVP. So, and all the shareholders on here, thank you guys so much for executing this, because you guys really are doing a kick-ass, darn good job. I mean, holy cow, this is just, it's so on point right now. It's gelling. But what I want to make sure is, now that we're, champions don't take their foot off the gas. Champions run up the score. Champions run up the score. The Patriots, when they're up 20, 30 points at the end of the game, they keep going. I mean, they don't take their foot off the gas. They literally run through the finish line. They run through the finish line, okay? We don't just sit there and do just enough to get through. We run through the finish line. And when you run through the finish line, we're going to open up May strong. And if you guys can close this month strong by digging in and getting these victories and taking intentional, by taking action in your group, if you guys can finish off April strong, look at that calendar, guys. Look at that calendar. The events that we have set up, this calendar is absolutely amazing. What happens if we finish April strong at all these events? What happens when we finish April strong at all these events?
Everyone's jacked up at all the events in May.
Everybody's jacked up at every single event in May. There's stories to share. There's stories to share. If we do not run through the finish line, if we do not rack up the score, okay, the events don't freaking have the energy like they have. We've got to rack up the score, okay? And they've given you every single thing that we need. The one thing I'll finish off with real quick, guys, is Carol and I, we put in $2,700 today. We put in $2,700 today just in volume, looking at, so for instance, if somebody had a $98 kit, but they had $600 worth of customers, okay, so they're eligible for 200 points, like Leanne said. Carol and I put in $2,700 today just by having people upgrade their kit, so they're eligible for getting that $200 kit. So this person right here, I had them spend $300, so they only had to spend $200 to get up to that point where they're getting their and so now, what are they focused on right now to get 250 points? What are they focused on right now? At least one more what? At least one more customer. You know what I mean? And then, so we just put $300 in. So how many points did as a shareholder, actually it's one of you guys on here that's actually got those points. I just realized that. It all rolls up to us. But that right there was 300 points. So that was our $300 in volume right there. So we called a bunch of other folks, and it was just like, hey, did you know that if you find 2 more customers, hey, did you know if you do this right there, you guys could literally just do what Leanne was just saying right there. Guys, we put in $2,700 in volume. How many points is that to the shareholders and to us?
2,700.
How many points, though? That was volume, customers, that we just in the customers adding on to more 3 for frees. So how much points was that to us?
However many points equal 3 for free.
Divided by 3.
Yeah.
because I just kept raising everybody's points. I just kept raising each other's discounts, and I kept raising each amount they were qualified for free. Guys, this is genius. I cannot wait till you guys start diving in, and I hope you guys paid attention to what Leanne said, guys, because this is genius. It is genius. So other than that, I think that's really all we got. Let's start entering this stuff into our calendars. Let's close this month out strong. I know it's the close of the week right now. Let's get these little victories. Other than that, let's close the month strong. What do we got till Monday cleanup?
Yes.
Monday cleanup?
We got to the 1st, so we can clean up on Sunday.
Well, that's Sunday, but are they going to go till Monday? I didn't get a word from anybody.
I just got Sunday.
Noon. Guessing
Sunday
noon
noon.
on Monday, but that's a guess. All I know is Sunday.
I heard Sunday.
Gotcha. Let's close it out Sunday, guys. Let's get these victories and let's start packing out these events right now. Start putting the bug in everybody's ear for your events, and let's go crush this. Let's go kill this.
Let's go. Bye, guys.
Great call, guys. Great
Thank
call.
you. Great
Thank you,
job, guys.
Leanne.
Mwah.